Did you guys enjoy my lip ring?
I liked the facial jewelry. You pull it off very well.
Thank you.
I mean, I told you, like it's giving Jennifer Lopez in the cell. I
Oh
mean,
shit!
I,
Yeah,
I
What?
told you that little whatever that thing
yeah.
was, you like shrank that and you were like, girl, I'm putting this on my lip.
Thank you. I tried.
Beautiful as always.
And succeeded.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Bear,
And I'm Kevin
and this is Cub.
And Chub.
and Kev.
Kevin's here! Yay!
Sisters are doing it for themselves. Yes!
Hey, Kevin's here! Hi, Kevin. How you doing?
So good. So good. Coming off of a wonderful experience last weekend. Two, we kind of had to fuck it up with me going back to work, but
Mm,
whatever. It
that's
is
all.
what.
That's all good. And Kevin, what did we do last weekend?
Well, we went out of town.
Uh
We
huh.
started doing some homosexual things and uh,
Hey!
little concerts for Queen
For Miss
called,
Queen Bee,
called Renaissance.
Renaissance,
Family of
baby.
my Risco. Click.
I know y'all jealous. So jealous.
Oh,
And
it's
you should.
so good. Yay! So we're going to talk about the Renaissance tour, Miss Beyonce today, and our overall experience. We're so excited you guys are joining
Uh,
us. Kevin's here with us today. We're really, really happy. So, Tim, I'm going to pick on you first.
Ooh, pick
Why
on
don't you
me.
Why don't you tell the crew, everybody, what your overall experience of Beyonce is and how it went?
Well, being that I am the one that would probably be the most jaded because I've been through this multiple times as we've talked about
This
it.
bitch has seen her before multiple times.
In a previous podcast, if you want to go back to the Beyonce talk that we did, you'll have that information.
Uh huh.
I just want to say that it was otherworldly. It was majestic. It was gay. It was LGBTQIA plus plus and more.
Yeah.
It was is Beyonce munching? Um it was everything. It was like the carpet was rolled out for our community and it felt like a big hug. It felt like a keep going because it can get so much better.
Yeah.
It felt hopeful. It felt gracious, and it also felt fierce and fabulous and everything. Like it really put a battery in my back to just continue being the bad bitch that I am. And yeah, I hope it did it for all the thousands of people that were there around me because I had my own experience with Beyonce. So yeah.
Amen. Oh, Kevin, what about you? Can you talk a little bit about, again, I know this was your first major concert experience in some time.
uh,
Um,
indeed, indeed, indeed. I mean, like pop concert.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Pop,
Yeah,
yeah.
pop concert, y'all. I be doing the hoity-toity stuff sometimes,
Was
but
it better than Hammer? Like,
Don't hurt him,
who
Hammer. Don't hurt him.
who who was that? No, listen. All of that Tim said, I definitely like. I have to back that up, but for me, um, this ex- and it was an experience. It was a pun included. It was a unique experience for me because honestly, it almost felt like a safe space. Like the different kinds of people that I saw there, proud of what they were wearing, dressed just any kind of way, and just honestly being celebrated. I didn't see people, I feel like I didn't see people, being put down. I saw people just being celebrated as they walked by and whatever they decided to wear. Um, just walking in and seeing like the gravity of the set itself, like it could not have prepared me for all of the things that I was gonna see that evening. And it was just so amazing. I don't know, like I'm still kind of just like in a place where it doesn't really feel like real that I attended that thing. And
Yeah.
I like I'm just back in real life,
Yeah.
and it
After
sucks.
experiencing that.
Real life just sucks. And like there's just like such a part of me that just like it just yearns to be like back there. Like I just want to be back there in that experience and just reliving that experience, because I feel like I could go sit in I could go sit in a different section and completely have a totally different experience and
Yeah.
see different things. So it's just it's fantastic.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Uh would definitely go again, and definitely understand why those tickets cost what they did. Worth it. Worth
Yeah.
Yeah.
that.
What about you, Bear? How did you feel your first overall, time going to see Miss Beyonce?
It was life affirming. It was really, really beautiful. I've had the pleasure of doing like one other stadium size show before.
Yeah.
I was able to see a band called Muse over in Europe, where they are a bit more popular and can do a stadium size show.
Yeah.
And that being around 60, 70, 80,000 people is mind blowing in and of itself in any kind of experience. When you think about
Yeah.
the energy that's going in there, the fandom,
Mm.
like when I experience Beyonce, I tend to experience myself or experience it with you guys, like my
Mm.
friends. But it is uniquely personal when I listen to her music and I connect with it. And
Mm.
you go to a concert to experience it with other people, but I go to a lot of rock oriented shows and they tend to be like smaller crowds, maybe 2 or 3 thousand people, depending on where you see somebody. To be in a space like that with 60,000 people who are just like so excited,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, like the positive energy,
Mm.
that's the other difference. Like going to a hard rock show, part of that aggression there is to release that and experience it
Yeah.
with other people.
Mm.
So that you just go in with a different mentality.
It's
To
like very
go,
angsty.
it's very angsty, and it's not inherently necessarily violent. It's just more, it's the mood of what you're going for, and you're doing
Mm.
it in a
Yep.
communal setting, which is still very cathartic, and I like that. But to go into a space like this with Beyonce, where she's put out an album for a very particular demo, and that's the crowd that showed up.
Yeah.
Honestly, just to put it out there, being in a specifically black space that where people were celebrated and came from all different walks of life,
And on key.
and on key, we'll talk about that too. To be in that space and it be so celebratory, and I don't know, it was awesome. The album is amazing, but to experience it with 60,000 other people who are fans and know every lyric and are just going off and having a blast. I so happy we spent that money, so happy we made the plans.
Yeah.
Would definitely do it again.
Yep.
And I just want to say, we spent over $500 for these tickets a piece, and I would do it over and over and over again.
Sorry.
To really get
The
that level.
style alone, like if you really want to get to the outfits, Like the outfits alone were signature to our moment in DC, and that alone was worth $500. Not let alone the vocals and the actual performance of the people.
Oh God.
Because the mic was on. It was hot.
Well,
just like this mic is on. If you're looking at our videos, I have a mic and it's on.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, where is this mic come from, Tim? When did you turn into like news reporter Channel 6?
I just, I wanted to be News Channel 7. Because Beyonce is the news, the good news.
Yes, she is.
As we experience our lives, Beyonce has transcended yet again into what I knew she could do, but she did it even better, and it pulled my wig completely off. So, yeah.
Well, and you mentioned this, Tim, but to not only, I mean, you go to these concerts and it's like, oh, we're just featuring, mostly like one album. Like we got a full range of,
it was a discography. It was truly.
I mean, really, and it was done in different arrangements, different styles. The transitions for me,
girl,
were amazing.
They were thought out.
It all fit together. It all fit together. It was just incredible. And I felt like, I mean, not that obviously not that I go to a lot of concerts, but the set pieces and the props that they use, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anybody.
Girl, what was that horse? Like, where did it come from?
Well, and y'all saw my reaction. Like, I was too busy looking over at Club Renaissance down there, and then I look over and there's a horse, coming out, out of the stage there. But what really gagged me was that tank.
She rolled a tank
out of her pussy. Out of her vagina. She found a tank. She found a weapon of mass destruction in her vagina. Like symbolism. Like
for those that don't, I don't know why you wouldn't know at this point, but for those that don't know, there's a specific image of legs and a tunnel that happened on the stage. And I was watching TikToks with Al the other night, and somebody, I don't know who did it, but somebody sent one of the TikToks that came up was one of those transitions with a tunnel, and Al just goes, "That's subtle. That's subtle."
Well, mind you, that's the thing is like on these TikToks, I'm seeing that like I could literally go to this show again, sit at another area, and have a whole other show experience. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't. I
didn't get it straight on. I got it on the side.
We didn't even see her band. She had a whole live band that we knew was there.
Whole live band had whole singers. Like at times there were people that we never saw. Like,
no.
And like my coworker also went and was like on the other side, and like we were talking about things, and it was like we went to two different shows. I was like, no, that didn't happen. They were like, no, it did. And I was like, oh, well, girl, go off. But that's the thing about Beyonce is like Beyonce and her team, they think about every single seat that is in the stadium or wherever they're going, because you can be like, I have been in the nosebleeds and had just as good a time.
Yeah.
If not better, because I had room to dance. Like, and being this close was just being able to like see her visually was crazy to me. Because like if you're in the nosebleeds, you see this peanut down there, and then you see on the jumbotron. But being that close, I got to see like her I got to see the hair. Girl, I got to see it blow in the wind.
Oh my God.
I got to see those twins. like literally become a seat and she sat on them. I literally saw the glisten from her skin, girl. Like, I'm blown.
Yeah, those were some good seats.
It was
Oh
amazing.
yeah, yeah. That worked out
That
really
was
well.
that was a good like area for sure.
Girl, like, thank God for these 2013 eyes because I saw her beat and it was right. It was correct. I was like, it was so good. Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. This is why you girls could never get my coins. If you're going to charge me over $25, I'm not coming because you never do this.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people outside of the fandom who don't understand the rapidness of the fandom, right? Because when
Yeah.
you're not in it, when you're not in something, you don't get it, and that's just how those things happen. But when you try to talk to people about like, why is it that? So what we talked about this? Only like a handful of artists can do stadium shows, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's Beyonce,
Yep.
it's Taylor Swift, it's maybe Adele if she wanted
Adele,
to do
yeah.
something, but you know,
She's in London. She's definitely doing a stadium.
yeah, so there's only so many people that can do that, and part of the reason they can do that is because they're putting on 2.5, 3 hour shows.
Yep.
They've trained their vocals up to do live vocals on top of high choreography. The amount of money they put into that set, like again,
Mike was hot.
a 20 story tall unicorn that pops out of nowhere, like.
Was it even a unicorn, or was it
I'm
like?
sorry, I think it was
Was
just a
it just a
horse.
horse?
But that blow up,
It was Misty Chinkatink on the damn floor.
wherever she was hiding the tank for the first part of the show, and then the back end when they rolled it out, and then they rolled it back in.
Where was the room for all of this?
It's when you see what these artists can do and why they can sell tickets at this price and fill stadiums and sell them out night after night of 70,000 people showing up. It's like you don't get it unless you go see it. It's
These
just
motherfuckers ain't stopping me. No.
absolutely marvelous. And on top of her being able to do that, only like a handful of people can do that kind of like lighting and videography and dancing. Like you get the cream of the crop at these shows, and it's so
Not
good.
to mention who is like opening for themselves. Like
I would have loved to have been on that meeting where she's like, so I know we're talking about like openers. What if I just come out and do 5 piano songs? What if I just open up a lounge singer
I just
style?
see that like office, like they're talking, they'll be like, what about such and such? I'm like, no, like that's not the vibe I'm going for. What about this? I'm like, I don't know. You could try to find her. What about this girl? Like, what about this man? Like, I don't know. Like, I need somebody who can do pop and R&B and like a dance song and like really give the girls what they're looking for this. We're making them pay a lot of money. Well, girl, why don't you just go out there and do it? Well, damn, maybe I should. And I just see her getting on stage from there.
Well, and let's be real too. Like it's about the right kind of experience, and,
Yeah.
and you know putting people, putting the right people in that arena. As I said, so many different types of people who, if we saw these people, wearing what they were wearing on the side of the road, like people would just be like, and in there, everybody's just like clacking fans, snapping,
Yes.
celebrating, like what
That cheap spandex, it did not look a mess that night. It was
that
cute.
that to me, that was the opening act. Like you take yourself out and you walk around. Obviously you grab your things that you need, but you walk around and you soak in a place. And I don't know why I keep thinking about this, but I keep thinking about the older Queer as Folk and how they created, this atmosphere that felt
Babylon.
so welcoming and like you wish you could be there. You wish you could be like in those clubs. You wish you could be walking down those streets, holding hands, doing things that like normal people do,
Yeah.
but like, you're not gonna be beat down by some Trump supporter or something,
Mhm.
in the process. And that's what was just so great about that atmosphere. It just felt like ours. It felt like something for us. And, I'm not sure, booking somebody else and trying to put somebody else in there and trying to attract a different or
Yeah.
attract, anything else other than that would be it to
Yeah.
be.
True. It's like
So
because a lot of people like I think that's the thing. I didn't go to the On the Run tour because I didn't want to see him. I wasn't going for him. I would have went for B. And the thing about it is like they have two different audiences.
they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And me and people who would beat the shit up out of me, I'm not trying to be in that area.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those things like I just decided not to go to that. This just felt like, girl, we are all here having a great time. And like, it almost felt like the shitty ass world that we live in no longer existed for like 3 hours.
That part.
Well.
Well, okay, listen.
I will get there. We're gonna save that.
I'm
for
talking
another
about
part.
the actual world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's still privilege in the LGBTQIA plus community. Listen, we all like. I literally just told my coworkers this today. Like, in our community, there's the same dynamics. So
Yep.
There is.
it's always going to be a little something, some issues because it's people. But like for those 3 hours, I felt like it was our own little world
Yeah.
that was created where because you like dick, because you like whatever you like, it doesn't matter. We're all here having a good time. Let's all go and get drunk off of lemonade and Jack.
Not $20 drinks.
Yeah, 20. I mean, listen, this is the thing about it though. Think about it. All these other girls are out here charging whatever for their money. But the gays had the money to come. I'm just saying. We have to really think about that. Maybe that's why they're also mad sometimes, is because despite it all, we're still winning. But
we were prepared. Be prepared.
We said we're not having kids. We want to go to Beyonce concert.
We want to go to Beyonce and get trash. Okay,
Yep.
so let's transition. Let's talk about highlights. Let's talk about like most memorable moments, things that really stand out to you. I'll kick us off because I didn't really prep you guys for the questions that I was going to ask. So I'll go first as you guys kind of ponder a little bit. I will say there's a part in the show. Oh, and let's also say this: if for some reason you are waiting for the video movie version, if she's recorded this and going to release it, and you don't want any spoilers, I don't know why you're still listening. But we're going to talk about the show in detail. So just there's that for you.
This show is about Beyonce, girl. What did you think we were gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about specifics.
All the TikTok, honey.
It is all
it's all out there.
So there's a moment in the show that when it started, I thought might slow the show down, and it was the tank sequence. Because in my head, when she comes out on the tank, I'm thinking this gives her an opportunity to sit, kind of hang out there, not dance around or jump. Like she can kind of be in a spot and she's moving, but she gets to, in the middle of the set, maybe have a little bit of a break. And I was like, okay, like that's fine, but that might kind of change the energy. And I was so happy to be proven wrong. I think like there are little moments throughout the show that stand out to me, but the entire sequence of the tank, like how she leverages that as a dance pole for a good chunk of it, like
that's what I'm saying is like
murdering
she
it.
did Hills TikTok when they whatever she said. I was like, oh yeah, this is that Houston love. I was like, that's that Houston shit. Like,
just murders it, and it's also during that sequence that DC got the privilege to see one Miss Blue Ivy. We got Blue Ivy at our show.
We had Blue in Blue. Oh, girl,
Blue in Blue,
my girl, yeah.
So while Mom's up there dancing and having a good time, Blue is carrying the dancers and doing the whole sequence. So
they never take my power. My power.
I don't remember if it was like 3 or 4 transitions, but that entire sequence was just like she brought the energy to the center. She rolled it back.
Them braids, Blue, them braids. Them braids, girl. And I know most of that was her hair. I cannot.
It was, I think the tank sequence, just because it went on for so long and it was just all amazing. I just was like, oh, this is just top tier, stellar showmanship. It was amazing.
Can we take a second though? Like, you know, we always like as younger children, like we always have those moments. Oh, take your child to work day with you. I mean,
Blue is taking her to work. Blue is like, I just want to let you know that like this was cute, but your little like, you know, your little pole dance is cute and whatnot. I'm about to give you these cuts, these 1-2s.
And the dancers and the dancers. She's getting them all together.
Well, she's the dance captain, truly. So
I mean, imagine just sitting yourself down. Oh, you know, I just went, you know, through Europe and, you know, around.
I just popped in Paris, you know, just for a minute.
First of all, think about actually going to Paris as an 11-year-old. Not let alone getting on stage with thousands upon thousands of people and then doing a routine and killing it because everybody lives for you anyway.
Just being so like people are like lifting this little girl up and like we totally see the future potential there. For sure.
Yeah, when we think about what our culture does to celebrities' children, and the hounding and
they tried to do it to her. They tried to do it. They did. Younger,
and Beyonce really put up the barricades and the space for her to not have to deal with that.
Yeah,
but the fact that the fandom only holds her up in positivity to the point where the joke is that she's running the show, right? She
is running the show. She actually
right, like. We hold her up to, it's so beautiful and that she's in this safe space with people that love her. It really is it's a beautiful twist on what we normally see with celebrities' children. I love that. I love that.
I love and don't get me wrong, like there are moments where I feel like children get to see like all walks of life or whatever, but I feel like when you show your child that people are living and they get to live however they want to live too, like it just gives a sense of freedom to like the next generation that like I am so excited to see. Like I'm excited to see what this young lady does. Like, I'm excited to see, maybe she won't be a dancer. Maybe she'll be in the background. Maybe she'll be a director. Like, who knows? But like, she gets to choose that path for herself.
Yeah.
And I see her wanting to do this, not that she has to do it.
Yep.
Right. But then also, like, girl, she made $600,000 when she cried on Jay-Z's.
That's right.
I can't imagine making $600,000.
Yeah.
But like, just for tears,
must be nice. I can
Mhm.
only imagine. Kevin, what about you? What was one of your favorite moments of the show?
Well, I think I think for me, and so I'm a music. I'm definitely like a music nerd, and I love drum corps, and
Mm.
and I'm not going to get too far into it, but drum and bugle corps is like professional level marching band stuff. So, and when it gets to that level, and you're watching on the field, there's literally so many things that are happening all at once. And sometimes it can be like such a sensory overload. Uh,
Mm.
for me coming into this literally this whole experience, like up until the point, like understanding the fact that like I picked up a second job to like afford this and to like make it, and now I'm here. Like there was a lot that was just like a lot emotionally like coming into that, and y'all know like that whole week leading up to it was kind of crazy for me, but I was committed to not letting that
Break your
um
soul.
well, yeah, and get in the way. So getting in there and just looking at everything and like realizing what I was staring at was like was such a moment for me. And I just remember, when she first started, first thing she sang was Dangerously in Love, and that was my jam. Like that's what I wanted to hear, and and I wanted to hear the other songs. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't there to listen to the same stuff, but I thought that was so interesting for her to start with Dangerously in Love, kind of as a,
That's
you
the
know what,
beginning. Yeah.
right. And her just saying to everybody, I love y'all so much for coming out here, for doing what you did, and making your way out here, because she knows her tickets ain't cheap. She knows, but she also understands too that, like, with that is going to come a certain level of expectation and performance,
And excellence.
and just everything. And again, I felt like I was just taken on an absolute just ride, and it wasn't all the time like just at a high point, but the transitions helped kind of bring it down. I i noticed, and I found myself even after the show, like just thinking about some of that stuff and thinking about how it was so carefully crafted, as she was going through the entire Renaissance album, just how easily it looked easy. I know it was not, but
Yeah.
how how she would do these mashups, or how she would do these transitions where she would just come out of the song altogether and go to something completely different. I really
Yeah.
felt like my favorite thing for me was seeing this person, because I feel like I've only ever seen her in the light of like, ooh, somebody messed up, somebody's about to get fired. There,
Yeah.
there were like 10 million fulfillion like things that could have gone wrong and probably
Yeah.
did, and we never
You would
like
never know.
we never knew anything about it. But I
Yeah.
but I felt like I saw her, like, even, not being like, ooh, I'm gonna keep this in my mind, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I'm
He was
gonna
having
we're gonna fix
fun.
that.
Yeah.
She just had fun. You can tell, like, she was playing with people,
Hmm.
about like the visuals. She would read people's
Yeah.
signs, just the things that's been like the interesting thing to me to see about this. And I feel like even she is kind of learned to kind of ease up that way and go, you know what? Life just fucking happens. This is part of life, and it makes the experience all the better,
Yeah.
because the way, I mean, unfortunately, the way people capture, so many things, all the time. And I remember you, Tim, specifically saying, I'm not recording no more. I'm not recording no more. I'm just
I'm
going
not.
to,
I just want
and
to
I,
live
and I,
it.
right.
Like,
To stop myself. And I had like, and I, I would do a snap here and there, 56 of them, but, 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 uh, but, I like, it was also about like stepping back and going, you know what, like you're here in this moment, like why not enjoy it and
yeah.
not be behind a damn camera the entire time and just watch this happen as it is.
And I tell you, I thought about that as I was, because we got there early.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of people doing their Instagram things, and I even saw them on TikTok, and I was like, oh, that looked a lot better than what they were actually doing. Like, I I just was like, I don't want to remember it this way. That I was like, it almost feels like work to
that
like
that part.
do the video and all this other stuff and like try to get it as close as possible and all this other stuff. Like I just want to just keep it in my brain and remember it the way that I felt it more than the way that I actually received it through
Well,
a
and one of her, I did see a TikTok that they had one of the dancers, and one of the dancers said, one of the things that Beyonce kind of didn't didn't really care for the most is like people going live, and
yeah,
and 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 at first, and I'm sure that it is probably part of it. Like you don't want to like give away too much, although like you can't get away from that in this day and age anyway. But I think also in her mind, she's like, look at what we're doing here. We are like working our asses off. We are doing all the things, and you're like behind this machine just trying to maybe get a glimpse at like some gag worthy thing that's going to give you you
some
know
likes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And really when you should just be just having this experience, and just again being present in that space, and with those people,
Hmm.
and just feeling like for once, like, you know, I'm not, I'm not this outcast. I'm not this terrible person. You know, I'm not whatever the rest of the world wants to call me, or thinks that I am, you know? So that was it for me.
Yeah.
I know.
Nice. Tim, what about you? Any standout moments for you?
This is gonna sound like really like weird, but the first part of it,
Yeah.
like from the moment that like the trans color or not, well,
Mm.
just like all the colors were up there, and like I actually had a conversation with somebody in front of us. The little girl was, well, I'm gonna call her a little girl, the little damn was asked, like talking about how, why is there the black and the brown, like aren't we all brown? And I was like, well, I was like, yes, but you have to admit that black people go through different different struggles than just all people of color. Like if there is a specific struggle that has been happening with the black community. And she was like, yeah. And then we kind of got in a conversation, and a lot of it was proving my point. And but it just helped me to see that like it needs to be visualized so that people can understand better. Even people in our own community don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if you show it, then we can at least have the conversation about it. And even that little conversation was very like, just, it was a standout part for me. But when that body got on that jumbotron and was just laying there, like, hey girl, look at this fish, look at this la poisson, like you're about to have a good time. And then she came out, and sang Dangerously in Love. And I just think of all the times that we support artists and we give our time and energy and money. And I'm just glad that this particular artist, Beyonce, sees us, sees this community,
Yep.
and loves us. And you can see it and feel it. Um, and my like it's my literal second favorite song from Beyonce is Flaws and All. And she
Yeah, I saw you light up when that started.
I can't even talk about it too much, I'm gonna cry. But like it just number one, the vocals were just impeccable. Number two, the moment was just so light and heavy at the same time. It felt like a cloud of joy, but then like I just felt like all the years that I hated myself, and that song really, like, I was wishing for someone to love me all the time, and I found love in my own self and enjoying every bit of me, my flaws and all. And like, so when that song was going, it transcended me somewhere else. But yeah, like just the first part and then Blue coming out, because I watched Beyonce show that pregnant belly bump
I remember that.
on, talking about Love on Top. And I was like, look what that Love on Top is doing now. Like it's a whole entity. It is a whole person,
Mhm.
like being just I don't even know what to say about her. I'm so uncle proud. It's very weird. I don't know her at all. I'm so proud to like see this young person like existing in a place of wealth, in a place of understanding, and like I knew she was eating zebra nuggets as a child, and that's why she's so big and strong. But like, and she's just cool. Like I want to be like her. Like it's so cool. So like just to see that and the horses, I don't know the symbolism for that, but like the fact that they just appeared, I was like,
Magic.
okay, girl, the horses and the dancers and everybody just looked like they were having such a good time, including Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just looked like what Kevin said. It just looked like she was having a great time, and whatever happened happened.
Yep.
Like not to mention, and I'm also very happy that we went on Saturday and not on Sunday. Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so those are my favorite things.
Well, Tim, not to bring it down, but do you have anything you want to say to a particular security guard?
Ooh.
I just want to say, I'm gonna call you Amanda.
Amanda.
Um, Not all black people look alike, and it's kind of weird because you are black. Me and Kevin don't look alike.
I mean,
Um, Also, move, get out the way. Like, I understand that you're, trying to help, the processions and stuff like that, but you could have helped the experience rather than hindered part of my experience. I had a great time, had a wonderful time, but there was just this one demon that wanted to, rear their head,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Like, every every light has a bit of darkness, and that's fine. It just had to be Amanda at the time, and I hope your name is not Amanda because I wanted to sting that man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it for you. I hope that people stomped your toe every chance.
Okay, can I chime in here for 1 second?
I hope that you
Oh,
hurt like they've never hurt before. I hope that you got fired from your real job. Um, I hope that you try in a small town.
no! All right, Tim. Oh, Tim. I'm so sorry. I feel like maybe.
And I hope you throw your cap up and no one helps you. So like,
Fair enough. Kevin, were you gonna jump in and say something? I'm so sorry.
Not a small town, honey.
yeah,
Yeah.
saying.
So I was just gonna say, like, okay, general PSA, okay, and I understand. I I fully understand. I am not a petite individual. I am not a small individual. Okay. I understand the job at a stadium is to fill the stadium. Um, and I'm sure this was not a problem just in our row, but we had some full figure divas in that row.
Me
Yeah.
included. I
And
and I was the fullest figured.
and and you know, it's tough because everybody's, you don't want to kill everybody's vibe with things, and you want them to be able to enjoy the show. Um, but I will say this, like, if you go to these shows, please be respectful of your surroundings and understand that, like, you are not the only one at this show, and
Mm-hmm.
understand you paid an exorbitant amount of money for this seat, but you know what, like, everybody else around you also did that, and they also deserve to have a good time as well. So I will just say this: mind your surroundings. And if you look around and you feel like people are slowly gravitating away from you, maybe like take 5 seconds and just like, hey girl, am I doing too much? Am I being too much? Let me pull this in. And
Mm-mm.
and that's really a lot of that, and we've had this conversation about about that whole side. I think I I think that those people there at that particular venue, they had a lot going on, certainly not a lot as much as they did on that Sunday, and
You know,
there were a lot of other things that I've heard a lot of people complain about there, but um, I think I think that we, and I'm trying to say this in a respectful way. Just
oh,
watch
no
what
need, no need.
just watch your surroundings. No, 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 no. I'm gonna say this in a respectful way, because unlike y'all, you can find me. You can find me around all of the angels and all, none of the
Listen,
team.
I want to let
My,
you know the
my,
Bible says, touch not my
all,
anointed.
and,
You
and
did it
all
on
of
Saturday, and so you
all
got
the
Sunday.
places that
That's
y'all
all
are
I'm
talking
saying.
about,
That's
I
all I'm
don't have
saying.
nothing to do with none of that. Okay.
The
I
Bible says that my steps are ordered.
well,
And when
well.
you touch his anointed, oh, hell will be paid.
All
And it's
right.
called
Well,
Saturday and Sunday, excuse me.
as we wrap up the Beyonce talk, Tim, any final comments on Beyonce and the experience?
Beyonce, you are wonderful, and this has nothing to do with any of your performance or
At
your
all.
things that you have
At
brought.
all.
This is not
At
Beyonce's
all.
team at all. This
No,
is not security for Beyonce. Beyonce don't know this Becky asshole.
no.
Like, listen, Beyonce did what she was come there to do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And oh, come all you faithful. And I did. I'm very happy for the experience that I got, minus
Yeah.
her.
Sure.
Bear, let's talk about Big Titty Becky.
Oh, I so as Kevin alluded to, we had a row of people who were, large and in charge, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yes, Latrice.
But some people know how to take up space
Mhm.
with who they are and know their surroundings. And I had a very excited female that she was the girl taking these selfie videos. So she wasn't even doing any videos of Beyonce.
Yeah.
Her job that night was to record videos of herself singing to the songs. She did that all night. And she had her camera right in front of her, which meant that it was pretty much right in front of me.
Yeah.
She also managed to push me out of my seat. So we were in seats 1, 2, and 3, got really good seats. She pushed me into seat 2, which put Kevin into seat 1, which put Tim into the aisle, which is into the stairs, which is why we're talking about Tim's situation.
Amanda.
So unfortunately, again, the overall experience, Beyonce, absolutely amazing. We happened to get sandwiched between a Becky and an Amanda,
Yeah.
and which was unfortunate. But
Like I said, that had nothing to do with Beyonce and everything to do with the LGBT. Maybe not even LGBT. Maybe it was just the A. Maybe it was the allies doing too much that night. Like, I don't know if
yeah,
maybe she's bi, I don't know. But like
yeah.
she didn't really give the I'm here to have a great time with everybody.
When I saw her take the third selfie video of her singing a chorus, I was like, I know who you are. This is about you. This is about you and your
And
experience.
it always has
And
been.
it doesn't matter whatever anybody else is around you experiencing. And it's like, I know who you are. So I was a little pissy from like quarter 2 and 3, but quarter 1 and quarter 4, I figured out my vibe. I mean, I was able to tone that out. But I just had a great time. So I'm really just happy that we bit the bullet. We made a plan. We got our tickets as a group. We knocked it out. I was just so happy to do it, and to do it with like fans. Like, you guys are awesome, and I love you all, obviously, but to do this with you guys was really great. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Bear. It was wonderful having that experience with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just feel like this whole experience from the inception of it, like it was kind of, I mean, it was just exciting to get signed up and to kind of wonder, are we going to get the email? Are we going to get the code?
Are we the chosen people?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it kind of felt like just, I don't know, destiny in a little bit of a way. And once we got the tickets, it was like, now we get to prepare. Now we get to make this happen. And as I told you both, like, I'm so grateful to both of you for the experience, for like, just just really working with me to help me make this happen as a broke teacher. And I just, like, I'll never forget. I'll never forget this experience. I told myself, I really, like, I wanted to do this in a way to say, oh, I've been to a Beyonce concert, but I went in there and got so much more out of it. Like just got so much more out of it, and I it will never it will always these collection of songs they will hold such a place in my heart. You know, Dangerously in Love is normally the song like when I'm feeling some kind of way, but the fact that she was able to take that and totally like make it into this super positive thing
Yeah.
in a way was just it was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
So I I had an outstanding time with you guys, and I'm ready. Like I'm ready. Like sign me up. I'm ready to go. You know.
Now y'all believe the hype. I'm just saying, like, it's worth it.
It's
Like
worth it.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
girl,
It
she's
really
that girl. She is
She
truly.
is, baby. All right, everybody. So, Kevin, who you want to shout out this week?
Actually, I'd like to shout out like you, to be honest. Yeah. So
Yes.
so I mean, right before the concert, hanging out with Tim, we got to talking about life and all of the craziness and trying to afford, you know, living life here. And, you know, Tim queued up, you know, one of the episodes where you were
Okay, I know
talking.
what this is.
Oh yeah, you know, where you were talking about, you know, the student loans and forgiveness and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And through that, you know, through that little clip, I went ahead, I contacted my provider because you noticed it's about to hit again.
Yeah.
And not only did I, not only did I find out that, I've got the public servant loan forgiveness situation, but I have like 114 of my 120 payments were
Kevin!
forgiven. And you know what? She told me that I just need to submit this past year's stuff and it'll completely be gone. And that
Yada 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 boom boom ka ka. Yes.
Oh, Kevin!
Blast on that debt. Blast on that debt. Yes.
I just would not have had that. I literally would not have had that conversation. I would not have called those people and checked up on that.
Oh my gosh. Well, oh, I'm so glad.
So you.
Thank you. Oh, and I'm so happy for you. Isn't that feeling like I mean, just the weight. I can't it's night and day. Like I just have a different outlook. So I'm so happy you were able to do that. Good for you. Yay!
Yay!
Oh, thank you, Kevin. I
And that goes to
appreciate it.
show people, talk to your friends about this stuff. It may not affect you, but it may affect your friends around you. And we need to be there for each other.
Yeah, don't feel weird about talking about money. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got problems with it. Talk to your people. Or be open about it. So, oh, yay, Kevin. Awesome. Okay.
There.
Yes.
Do you have a shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out. I'm a little bit behind here, but I did go see Barbie and Oppenheimer a couple weekends ago. And I'm a Christopher Nolan person, so I really liked his movie. I'm that white guy. But also Barbie was amazing and so much fun. And I went to go see that with Al. Al is not a movie guy, so it's got to be a very specific event. And he loved it, so I got to experience that with him. Issa Rae had by far the best moment in Barbie, the funniest moment. And I was really proud of her for that moment. I can't believe they let her do that. And yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. So just wanted to shout out, movies right now are in a weird space. And it's really nice to have like two movies that are really different and both really awesome and be able to experience that with people. So I'll shout that out. So yeah. And shout out to specifically Issa Rae for just having the best moment in the summer blockbuster. That was really awesome. Tim, what about you? Who you want to shout out?
I want to shout out. Actually, it has a lot to do with yours. I want to shout out the writers. I really did not. I took for granted that people were just getting paid what they're due in Hollywood, and I did not realize. I'm seeing a lot of like TikToks about what people are getting paid and like their royalties and stuff like that, and I just want to shout them out and say that I believe in what you guys are doing and keep going as long as you can. And you know, if you can,
But
if anybody can give money to the cause, give it. I can't give you an actual like website or whatever to go to, but yeah, I want to shout out them because they are making the Barbies. They're making
Yep.
Oppenheimer. Like that's what making this. They have the sauce. Like it is the talent. And imagine you not getting paid what you're worth,
well,
because
I,
people aren't.
I,
Like,
I would really say that, like, first of all, I think we all have this idea of Hollywood just being these A-list actors and things like that, and
yeah,
there are so many people who are in the background, um, there who are making that possible for those people, and that's who they're fighting for, and trying to trying to make a way for a livable way
yeah,
for. And I honestly, like, I feel like they between them and UPS, it's been like a catalyst for for a lot of these unions
yeah,
to really start rising up and really know their worth, and just just fight for for the basic of things,
yeah,
fight for for a little bit of air conditioning, because it's hot out here. Like,
yeah,
we can't deny it's not hot out here, like, all over. And if you're going to be inside enjoying your cool air and pressing your fingers on that Amazon Prime button, the
yeah.
least you do is least you can do is support your people who are bringing that literally to you. So
Absolutely.
I hope, and as a teacher, I feel like it'll be only a matter of time before, this whole thing
Yeah,
reaches us, and everything. And I look forward to that too, because, there's just so many of us, across the nation, the world, really, that we do so much and we provide such services to people that they take for granted, and sometimes, and people deserve a livable wage. you know they
Yeah.
really
absolutely.
they really do. So that's great.
Kevin, what's making you live this week?
Well, it's a few things that are making me live this week. I will say, and I kind of alluded to it towards the beginning of the pod. It was a kind of a dramatic week for me with my dog. That's my child, my dog.
Yeah.
Yes, we love him.
And he was dealing with his own things this week with some sickness, and so I'd like to shout out, like, the people at Angels of Assisi. I'm living for them, because not only are they just constantly doing you know good work, and just out here trying to do the right things for our fur babies. They're doing it at a cost that is just so, I mean, it's just good for everybody,
Yeah.
because I've been part of several vets, and you know us animal owners know that stuff can really rack up.
Yeah.
So I've been living for them. I've been living for, you know, the medicine that they have been given, my Roman, and he is doing better. So
Good.
Hey, Roman.
Love you, Romy. Tim, what's making you live this week?
Well, we have a fraternity sibling that I love to death. Um,
mm,
they are a trans, feminine, non-binary person,
mm,
and their name is Davia Younger. I love them so much, and they go through a lot, and I just want them to know that I'm there for them no matter what. And I just love them so much.
Yeah.
mm,
Love you, Davia.
Mm.
yeah.
All right, Bear. Yeah. Mm. All right. Yeah. You got your things that you want to say.
I will say I'm gonna end it where we started, which is I'm gonna shout out and say that what's making me live this week is Miss Beyonce throwing $100,000 to those people on Sunday to get home.
Yeah.
That was right. Yeah.
That just an amazing gesture that didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
And those people who went out there to have fun that night got put through some stressful situations, we'll say, trying to hunker down in a lightning storm, and a lot of those people had to get home on public transportation to make those funds meet and to save the environment. And for whatever reason, they were doing what they were doing, and Miss Beyonce said, "Oh, here's $100K, so we can keep the trains running another hour and get you guys home, and I love you." And I'm like, Queen.
I'm so sorry that they had to go through that too, just because Amanda messed me up. Like, it was sad.
Tim had the thunder roll down.
My powers are controlled with my emotions. I can't help it.
Yeah. Okay. On the next episode of Charmed. Yeah.
First of all, it's X-Men. I'm Storm's son. T'Challa's my dad. Or my daddy. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So guess what, you guys? You can always follow us anywhere that you can get Beyonce.
Hey,
she's everything.
She's everything.
Happy to actually be a part of that win.
Exactly.
Dirty.
I just want to let you know that Beyonce
what's it gonna do?
Is wonderful, powerful, amazing. And thank you for the shirt, girl. I really appreciate it. I paid for it, but still, I still appreciate it nonetheless. But you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Periscope. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Christian Mingle. You can find us on YouTube. You can find me on any place you want to find me. And most importantly, you can find me and Bear and sometimes Kevin on cubandchub.com.
That's right, cubandchub.com. You can send us a message. Send us an email at wearecubandchub@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Comment on how much you love this mic situation.
Oh my God. Kevin, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me attached to a PlayStation 5 controller.
Yes, you can.
What about Xbox?
You can find me probably napping in my bed, random Office episodes just like playing in the background.
Yeah. Send us comments if you want to know where Kevin is available. And you're the one said they can find you in the bed, girl.
Just napping away. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Kevin, thank you so much for doing this week. We always love when you show up.
I love you, Kevin.
Love you, Kevin. Everybody have a good week. We'll see you next time, okay?
Bye. Heated.
You know I'm calling this episode Still Heated. So.
Fuck Amanda for life.